Two images showed up back to back in my Facebook feed. One had 1,000 likes, the other had people coming back days later. It's the same algorithm, but a very different response. There are three things that every artist working in today's digital world is up against that we've never been up against in the history of creating art. These three things are AI, artificial intelligence, in particular image creation, authenticity around the work that we create, and the algorithm that displays both. Okay. So now I don't want to exploit culture here. I want to analyze it and bring some exposure to the table. This is coming from a podcast with my friend Nicholas Albert, who does the Lakescape Photography podcast. He asked me to come on and we talked about this towards the end of the podcast, had a great discussion leading up to this. I want to talk about authenticity. It's there long before the algorithm could get a hold of it. But we had a great conversation. It was awesome. We start talking about AI, and then the craziest thing happened. Some people call it coincidence. Some people call it synchronicity. I don't call it either of those. I think everything happens for a reason. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and this is a couple days after I met Nick and started to follow and look at his page. Check this out. I'm going to play this for you and give you some reactions while I do it. Y'all will never believe this. So I'm in my Facebook here and I'm looking at my buddy Nicholas Albert, who I just met last week and recorded a podcast with. Phenomenal guy. And as I'm looking at this, I'm scrolling through my feed. I'm like, wow, I need to go see all this guy's work. So I go over to Nicholas's page and I start looking at all of his work, and I love what he creates. But here's the crazy part about the algorithm that we live in. If we scroll down, look here, Nicholas Albert, look at the next one. So this was naturally in my feed. I am following Daniel Greenwood and I am following Nicholas Albert, and the algorithm just happened to stack two almost nearly identical images on top of each other. Now look at the amount of likes on one and the discussion that happens there, and the amount of likes on the other and the discussion that happens there. And I want to reiterate, this is not about exploiting anybody. Okay, this is analyzing the culture, it's analyzing the algorithm, and it's analyzing what we are up against as artists so we can come at this in a more authentic way when we're dealing with AI images. Look at the composition here. They're almost identical. And this one gets 1,000 likes with some hearts and stuff and says, perfect, and as perfectly soulless as AI gets. Come on, man, you're a photographer, get back out there. So this is the thing. People get really defensive, or I guess offensive. They take this is clearly taking the offense here, taking the offense against this artificial intelligence made image that goes to appear that way. Now, I have also looked at Daniel Greenwood's work quite extensively. I enjoy his photography. I think it's great work. And I also enjoy the art that he creates using AI and his own work. And we'll talk more about that in a second. Yet you have this right here where someone says, I've come back to this several times. What a serene image. There is life, there is presence. Okay, so in these two images, one is clearly man-made with no AI influence. The other one has AI influence. Knowing what Daniel does with his work, I'm pretty sure that there was quite a bit of extensive Photoshop work that went into that. And I actually enjoy that because I do the same thing with my own AI-generated images. I would actually be a hypocrite if I came out here today and tried to throw him under the bus for doing what he's doing with the work that he's creating, because I do truly enjoy working with artificial intelligence images. But I also know how that is going to hit the viewer that is seeing it. So we're going to talk about this. The Nicholas Albert image, this image of the trees, beautiful work here, has this kind of cooler, more reminiscent, nostalgic kind of feel to it. Thing that I find disparaging, though, is that the algorithm doesn't favor this type of imagery, but the AI generated image, which had a lot of strong impact, had over 1,000 likes. Part of that could be the social following between the two individuals, but this is something that I feel that we are strongly up against as artists, and we need to know this going into it, that the algorithm definitely favors AI generated content. And you might not know this, but much of the content that you see on Facebook and many social media platforms is AI generated by what they call AI agents, which are these bots that create AI content. And a lot of that is to force division. And you've probably seen this. There are camps of people that are avidly against AI, completely 100% against everything about it. Any type of AI generated image. I can agree with them. I can agree with their sentiment. But again, I'd be a hypocrite if I jumped on board with that because just last week I created my own work from my own images and an artificial intelligence image that I rendered in Midjourney. Quick story, I did a quick prompt, just a couple up arrows, and I told it Midjourney to create something. It created a shot that I loved. I loved the artwork of it. I really appreciated the brush strokes that it created and this style that it created. So I asked AI, hey, can you take this style and put it on my image? That was in ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, in my opinion, did one better. It took both of them and blended them. And I was like, whoa, this is a beautiful union of an AI-generated image with my own work. Now, very similar to what Daniel does, I went on and I edited that image further using the Visionary panel and many of my workflow steps that I use to edit my landscape and wildlife work. And sure enough, I came out with something that I truly enjoy. Is this something that I would share with the world and say it's the greatest thing I've ever created? No, because I know that it's a blend of AI and my own work. I think what Daniel does here is actually pretty unique. It's pretty interesting. You have to understand something. A lot of people don't have access to the places that we have access to. Think of somebody who might be handicapped for some reason or another and might not have access to the ability to get to these beautiful locations. Let's take a look at what AI images feel like to the viewer and what human-made images feel like to the viewer in kind of a chart. So I built this chart just to kind of compare the two and contrast the two to see these camps that we're coming into. And again, the idea that we're up against here is not just AI, it's also this algorithm that is feeding us the content that it thinks we want to see. So AI generated images, these are typically optimized for instant impact and they look great at first, but then you start to look at the micro details, and human-made images are built through an experience, usually an emotional experience. And that's what I teach on the vision side of things on F64 Elite. AI-made images, they're designed to basically stop you from scrolling. They're designed to make impact. Human-made images invite the viewer to experience it. Now, I will say something. When I'm making AI-generated images, I can generate bam, 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 excellent image after excellent image after excellent image after excellent image, and I can do that all day long. But if I go out and I photograph Yosemite, I might get one really good one. So I can see how people who maybe are not as experienced as other photographers could use artificial intelligence to help themselves make better art. You can disagree with that, but that's okay. I just feel like there are some people who get to a certain point and they're like, man, I'm not a big fan of my style anymore. Let me jump over here and try this AI stuff. Ooh, that's really great. Let me see if I can blend both camps. I think there's some good that can come from that. Now, AI images, they're made to feel complete, at least at the first glance, until you look at some fingers. Human images, they're more of like a reveal itself over time. You know, with an AI image, you are usually stunned by the initial look of it because they usually look so good. And you almost don't, or you overlook the detail work sometimes because of the impact that the other elements have made. Whereas human-made images sometimes need to take that extra 2 or 3 seconds to look at it. But that's usually where the emotion comes out. And that's usually where you start to connect with it. Not in the first 3 seconds of looking at the image, but maybe 30 seconds of looking at the image and really putting yourself into that piece. And I think human-made images inspire us to do that because of the imperfections and the human-made concept of it. So if you look here, we very much saw this with the commenting on both of these images. AI-made images often have a very short kind of praise to them, or they are looked through very quickly with an almost knee-jerk reaction of animosity towards the fact that somebody used AI-generated imagery. Human-made images, they're more reflective and they can get more emotional comments. Usually, the negative comments that you get from there come from somebody's skill level that they feel they have more skill than the other and they want to vocalize it on your post. I've seen that a couple times myself. But AI-made images, the emotion is almost non-existent. You know, they look beautiful, but after that initial beauty, it's almost like, well, what else am I supposed to do with this? It looks great, but what else am I supposed to do with this? There's something inside of human-made work that when you look at it, even with all of its imperfections, that emotion just unfolds and gradually gets stronger. And the longer you look at it, the better it looks. Whereas on the other side, the longer you look at it, the worse it looks. AI images are consumed very quickly. They're almost consumed just as quickly as they're made. Whereas human images, they want to inspire emotional participation. It's almost as if they want you to become a part of that thing through those imperfections and through the style that they've chosen on that photo. AI images, they rarely invite a return visit. Honestly, even my own AI generated images, after I'm done with them, I'm like, okay, that was cool. I did it. I'm done. But human-made images are often revisited, and why would that be? Well, because they're based off of experiences. I know even if it's not my best work, but it's a beautiful photo of a place like Yosemite, I'm going to go back to it because it immediately brings me back to the memories, the car that I was driving, the rental car I was driving when I had to put the chains on it and cut my hands up so I could get those photos. AI-made images, at the end of the day, they feel impressive, but they also feel distant, whereas human-made images, they feel personal and they feel grounded. I do believe there can be a blend of both worlds. I've seen it in my own work, and we're seeing it in Daniel's work. And Daniel is forthright in many of his images. He will say things like, I used AI to generate this image and then use my Photoshop skills to take it to another level. And I think that that's what we should do as an artist. Because AI generated images by themselves, if you've ever seen it, like the one that I did last week, it's dark, it's nasty, it's got horrible color grading and nasty contrast. But once I started working on it to reveal what my style looks like on this image, it becomes more engaging. It's still AI at the end of the day. I think that we're at a turning point here where rejecting AI is going to be very difficult to do in the long term. So I think this is about understanding the role that artificial intelligence generated images are going to play in the future of art going forward. We know that we can try to combat this and battle this all day long. As artists, we can get really up in arms about this. But think about the viewer's perspective. What is the viewer thinking? What does the average everyday person that knows nothing about art see when they see an artificial generated image? I don't know, because I don't have that hat anymore. But I used to think that we had to beat AI in some way, like we had to be better than AI. But I'm beginning to think that the future of this is not necessarily about beating AI. It's embracing it in some regards for those who are comfortable and willing to do so, and being unmistakably human and embracing that in our own work. What I'm noticing across my community is a common thread. People want authenticity. Period. They want authentic relationships. They want authentic news. They want authentic images. They want authentic emotions. They want authentic experiences. We have seen so much artificial stuff happening that it kind of convolutes the authenticity, which is really putting a fog and a cloud over our brain. And that fog and cloud is creating this negative aura around art creation, to the point that my friend Nicholas here can't even post an image sometimes without people saying, oh, great, you used AI. And he doesn't use AI. You see what I mean here? There's now this assumption that because something is good, it must be AI. Humans can still create great work without the influence of artificial intelligence. So what's the call to action for this video? It's to realize that the algorithm is forcing us into camps, okay? It's doing this in many, many ways, not just in the art world, but this has become a very volatile topic that you can't even say the words artificial intelligence or the abbreviation AI without a bunch of backlash and avoidance. The ones who don't like it are very vocal, and the ones who do like it, they're not being very vocal about what they like about it, because they know that those who don't like it are going to jump all over them. This is happening everywhere, folks. So just know that what we're up against is the algorithm and not necessarily the art that we're looking at in general. I don't think we're ever going to be able to beat the algorithm or outshine AI. But what we can do as artists, as photographers, is put authenticity into our images and know that that will outshine the other two. It just might not happen with as much impact as the other two, since the algorithm tends to favor the AI content that is all over social media. If we're going to be putting ourselves out there, this is something we're going to have to face. So let your authentic self just come through in your work. If you'd like to take a look at the Lakescape podcast that I did with Nicholas Albert, I'll put a link in the description below. We had a great talk. It was a very authentic talk about art and our place in the art world in today's digital age. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. I do sincerely appreciate it. Usually, I like to take difficult things in Photoshop and make them seemingly simple so you can use them in your workflow today. But other times, I like to change and shift your mentality on topics that seem to be pretty heavy. I hope you enjoyed this. Please consider subscribing.